Hey you guys, it's me Kiana coming at you, and I wanted to do a video. Give me 1 second, you guys. So, I wanted to do a video because I was watching Dr. Oz, and he was talking about how, because of the show and somebody being on the show and some petition that was going around, Pepsi actually decided to no longer have vegetable oil. Now, of course, it's an abbreviation for vegetable oil, but it means vegetable oil. Um, I forgot the abbreviation, P something. But anyway, what it sums up is that vegetable oil was actually in Gatorade and also Mountain Dew. Well, being that I haven't had a soda in, I think, probably about a month or two pre-op, and now that I am 7 weeks out, almost 2 months post-op, I haven't had a soda. Um, but Mountain Dew was one of my favorite sodas. Actually, the favorite soda. And this is just, off subject, but, well, slightly off subject. Just to let you know, for those who are truly addicted to sodas, those of you who have a real passion and love for sodas, you can overcome that. I actually have had such a love. I was delivered from it. Such a love for soda that I actually loved soda more than food. And we all know I liked and loved food. So that's a true testament to how much I loved soda, and that the fact that I was able to overcome it. So that just gives you some inspiration and encouragement right there, that if you are one of those people who happen to have a love for soda, you can overcome it. Just take it one day at a time. You can overcome it. You can use so many different products and so many different things out there, you guys. So many different, things to trick yourself, and great tasting things. So you can overcome it. It just takes one day at a time, and it's just like with any other addiction or any other habit. You just take one day at a time, and the next day you want to try the top the day before. That's all. Um, but anyway, vegetable oil was in Gatorade. Amazing, I know, and this is why America, amongst all the other reasons, this is yet another reason why America is so fat. Why we as Americans have weight issues, because even when we think we're doing right, even when we think we're just having a little, our definitions are, for one, they're wrong. For two, they're extremely off as far as measurements. And for three, it's so many hidden things. You know, the manufacturers and stuff, they play with our minds as far as they use all these technical terms that we don't know, nor do we have time to investigate every technical term that you see on the back of a label. Um, we don't take the time. We don't have the time. Whatever you want to word it, however way you want to word it. The point is that when we see these words that we barely can spell, we can't pronounce, it's almost as if our brain doesn't think it exists, simply because we can't spell it and we can't say it. But what those that does is, with those hidden tactics, um, we're consuming things that we don't even know we're consuming, and then we wonder why, pounds is packing on, or we can't lose weight, or no matter how much we exercise, we still, um, because what we're consuming, it's balancing out where we're not losing, but we're not gaining, and it's all of these issues because of these hidden, um, these hidden ingredients that we know nothing about. I'm pretty sure on the back of Gatorade it doesn't say, you know, uh, vegetable oil. Again, they use some abbreviation, but it's summed up to vegetable oil. When you're tasting these foods and when you're drinking these and consuming these products, you don't taste vegetable oil. But guess what? It's in there. Just like the ketchup, it's in there. The slogan that they say, what is it, Hunt's um, spaghetti sauce, it's in there. It's in there. And we're still consuming it. And sure, if people that are on, for instance, when I first had my weight loss surgery 7 weeks ago, they was shoveling Gatorade in our face all day long. Why? Because it was to keep us hydrated. And that was something that was imperative at that time. When I came home from Mexico, 2 weeks later, I went and purchased cases of Gatorade. Why? Because I was following the lead of what the doctor did, and what they recommend to keep you hydrated. Well, because I didn't like the taste of it, I stopped using it. In fact, that same Gatorade that I bought cases of is still in the closet. And just when you think about the fact that here I am, a gastric sleeve patient, newly sleeved at that time, um, and here I am, being directed, encouraged into drinking something that I didn't know had vegetable oil in it. Um, and of course, it's probably not a lot, but it's the fact that it had it in there. So what if you was one of those people that you wanted to stay away from those things and you're consuming it, thinking that that's something that you should consume, because we lack the true knowledge of certain things. I hope I'm explaining myself well. So I'm just giving that as an example and a testament to how we don't know what's actually in things. And just when we think we're doing right, just when we think we're walking on the straight and narrow path, once we dissect everything, um, you then develop and see that you may not be doing as great as you think you are. Even though your efforts are 100% genuine, and even though you're actively doing what you think is right. Um, it's just crazy, and it's just crazy. And I joke all the time. It's a joke amongst my entire household, and also my extended family, that when people watch Dr. Oz, they automatically can become doctors or nurses at least. I said this in several comments before, but you know how everybody on YouTube is a nurse. I know that everybody on YouTube are registered nurses, actually went to 4-year colleges, went and got a degree in nursing, and actively, even though they have 12-hour shifts commonly amongst nurses, actual nurses, they amazingly have a lot of time to be on YouTube and make videos and comment on videos and looking at different people, and you know they have all of this time to do that amongst their 12-hour shifts and running their family and being married and having kids and all of that kind of stuff. But I have a whole nother theory about that, but I'm not even gonna get into it. We all are smart women, we all have brains. So anyway, it's just that I try not to watch Dr. Oz too much, because like I said, that Dr. Oz is actually, it's a show that is basically to steer you in the direction to investigate and to look further and to seek knowledge. It's, a lot of people watch Dr. Oz and they automatically, because they watch, once the commercials are taken away, the time from the commercials, it's a full 35-minute show. And they watch that 30-minute 5-minute show about a subject, and they all of a sudden are so advanced in it. They all of a sudden are registered nurses in it. They all of a sudden can actually perform surgeries. And I see that so often. In fact, I've seen that so often pre-op and also post-op. um, so I try not to watch Dr. Oz, because I don't want to fall in. For some reason, it's like everybody, become, I do this because they all become robots, and automatically are trained to. Yeah, you can have one. Oh no, they're not fudgesicles. I don't like fudgesicles. They're just regular popsicles, sugar free. Um, they automatically are, after watching it for 35 minutes, they're advanced. They've surpassed the 4-year degree. They watch 35 minutes of Dr. Oz, so that they're registered nurses. And like I said, amongst YouTube, it's so many nurses. It's so many. I haven't seen this many nurses in my entire life. But it's so many nurses on YouTube. Everybody is a registered nurse, or you know, I just don't know. But anyway, anyway, yeah. So it just, like I said, back to my original point. Um, you really, it really gets scary when you really think about it, because it's like a full-time job, and then some, if you really, really technically, truly know what you're actually consuming. Um, and it's almost impossible, to actually have a life, to actually have joys, to actually have families, to actually have, careers and businesses to run and things like that. Yeah, you can have some. It's almost impossible to actually know the ins and outs of everything you're consuming. Um, and it's sad. It's sad and it's scary. Um, it's advertising tactics, it's manufacturing tactics, it's business tactics. It's like a form of fraud almost, a legalized form of fraud. To put these labels and words that no one knows or can pronounce and barely spell, and when all you could have done, if you wasn't trying to use a tactic, was put vegetable oil or lard, or you know um pork product, or whatever the case may be, when you could just use the term, the layman's term. And for you not to use that, it's questionable. It looks fraudulent. um and it's a tactic. It's a tactic, but those tactics are making us unhealthy. Those tactics are making us balloon up, and those tactics are keeping us and our children obese. And it's just something that I just wanted to come past, and just to spark a conversation about, spark an idea, and to spark something in us to have some sort or new level of awareness. Because I have not mastered anything. This is always going to be my struggle. And these issues make my struggles, your struggles, our struggles that much harder. So, on that note, I thank you all for tuning in. I hope the YouTube nurses out there don't get too offended, but you know, I seem to offend people by just actually, living, and actively living and enjoying my life. So, oh well. On that note, I love you all so much. Talk to you guys later, and be blessed.